backing up. Talk trash, better back it up. I'ma make my money while they laugh at us.
What is going on? You're tuning into Inventing Entrepreneurs, a show where we bring on emerging entrepreneurs to talk about them inventing their vision of success. I'm your host, at Brian Events, joined by my co-host, John.
Morning, guys.
AKA Mustache.
Yo, thanks for the feedback, by the way. I'm going to be shutting the fuck up for a little bit.
Don't call me Mustache.
Don't call me Mustache.
Mustache has been going strong, though, for a little while.
You feel it?
I see it, yeah.
All right,
He's trying to grow it out. I'm trying to tell him to shave it.
He said he's gonna shave it.
He's going for the handlebar curves.
Why not?
I feel like if anyone was to pull it off, it'd be you.
No, he can't.
I've seen you do like the craziest.
Appreciate that. Word. We're brought to you by this lovely gentleman here, Sunny Sharma, at Personal Mastery Quest. We're with it on the Instagram handle.
Yep.
How's it going, Sunny? Welcome back.
How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for making our way up here from.
I'm very happy to be here. As I said before, like I really like you guys' commitment to this.
True.
I see you guys come from the evolution from the dining table to you actual
We started from the
studio now. It's great.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
I bought all the equipment and we were just sitting around I think we said this before. We were sitting around the table. John was over. We're doing some work. I go, I really want to do this podcast. I've been trying to, but Oscar's been so busy. John goes, I'll do the first one with you. And then it was just, you know what?
I actually remember
what are you doing next week?
Day that you shared it with me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I think that first episode, it was like on that table.
Yeah.
And
The first like 4 or 5.
And it's going to be better. We're going to get better cameras and better effects.
I hope so.
For sure.
It's a slow investment because, you know, when you start, it sucks because when you're starting something,
Right.
you want it to be perfect when it first comes out. But in reality, it's a learning curve. So, like, I'm not willing to, you know, wait 12 weeks. I'm just going to just go with it and figure it out. And then if we lose followers because of it, whatever.
Too impatient. They'll come back when we get the studio, right?
Yeah.
All right, Sonny. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
So my current project, Personal Mastery Quest, it's all about helping people understand the relationship between their thoughts and the reality in life that they actually experience.
Law of attraction.
You know? Law of attraction is a part of it,
Right.
but mainly, you know, everybody wants to make a change in their life. Doesn't matter if it's personal,
Right.
professional, health, relationships, doesn't matter what it is. And a lot of us play around with the external effects, you know, like on the surface, but we fail to realize that a lot of the causes of everything that we experience on the outside are from within. So your thoughts, emotions, and your habits and everything like that from within translates your entire external experience. And once you start tackling the causes, the direct causes of everything that you're living, you start to be much more effective in what you do.
I follow that. It makes sense. You know, it's like power positive thinking, kind of like, and kind of like everything ever since I started my entrepreneurial journey. I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago. I started reading all those books, like The Power of Think and Grow Rich, things like this. You ever read any of those books?
No.
Fire. Read them.
Really?
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Not Napoleon Hill. Yeah, Napoleon Hill.
I don't know.
I always want to say Napoleon Dynamite, but that's like my first instinct.
I don't know how to read. I know read no good.
That was me until I started reading, and then I was like, okay, this is...
Reading's good.
Yeah, you actually learn so much because you know what it is. Like we're all trying to do things, especially in an entrepreneurial thing.
Right.
We're all trying to do something that we haven't done before. But there's been thousands of people who have already done it. Right. And the best way to get that wisdom from them, so we don't have to make the same mistakes and like cut our time that our journey into half, is just by reading and like learning.
Yeah.
And if I don't mean to offend people that don't know how to read. That was just that was like a cheap shot before, but you don't know how to read audible.com. I think they have books.
Yeah.
But then you have to know how to read to get to the book, so you're kind of screwed.
You're right.
Audible's huge now though. Good for them.
Yeah, they're for sure.
I don't know. I like listening to books rather than reading them because reading them is an investment. I can listen to them while I'm driving.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's how I started too.
But I think that's why like writing was originally invented is to pass down stories and things like that to people. So,
but now that's why it's getting so much better. Now we have video, so it's becoming easier and easier for you to consume the content that you need in order to get to where you want to be.
Right.
And that's where you got to just that effort to actually consume that content rather than the entertainment that we're also
right. It's actually putting in time.
That's what makes the entire difference.
For sure. So what do you? I know you started as a blog.
Right.
So when did you start the blog? Going back to when you first started
this? When it first started, well, see, I started the blog was just a way of just taking action towards an idea I had. I know.
Right. Which is the first step.
So let me tell you a little bit like the background. I never actually wanted to be an entrepreneur. First of all, I didn't think I could be one. I always had this like limiting belief that, you know, you have to have a huge idea to actually become successful, and it's only like a few that make it. But I always knew that I wanted to do something different. In the beginning, it all started with like a chase of money. I just wanted to make more money.
That's how it always starts.
Yeah. And so like I was chasing the corporate route because I truly did not know what I wanted to do, right? And eventually, like as I was working an corporate internship, I realized like I was commuting, you know, 2 hours a day one way, doing something that I didn't like all day, and then just commuting back and then just getting ready for the next day to do the same thing over and over again. So I'm so glad that I learned that early, that I did not want to go the corporate route and I wanted to do something for myself, but I had no idea what. But I just stayed persistent with the search, and literally, you know, like I just traveled for a month alone. You know, I took a cross-country trip just to like figure out what I wanted to do. And within that trip I just had this idea, you know, start a blog, like get my ideas out there a little bit. And one thing turned into another, and it just eventually grew.
What was the most that most people you've seen on your blogs at a time, like most active users? Are you able to track that?
Yeah. So analytics does that, but I don't usually, I don't go to analytics that often. Yeah. Like just to track the active viewers, I usually do the, you know, monthly, weekly, and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you've seen growth with your ideas and stuff like that?
For sure. So in the beginning, you know, you don't see anything. You don't see, and it's hard because now there's so many blogs. I think I don't even know how many, but only a few percent of them are active. Even within those, it's hard to get recognized because it's just like you know, your domain is like an address. Like if I just say a random address to you in the world, you won't know where it is.
Yeah, no, it's true. I didn't even think about it that way, but that's true.
So
that's literally what your domain is. So
Brian has 20 emails.
I have probably 20 domains.
Yeah, 20 emails.
It starts a drunk conversation. It's just like, oh, is that available?
Yeah.
I'm buying it right now. And then you don't do anything.
But until you really start promoting that and really start to get, you know, whatever your niche is and wherever your audience hangs out, start promoting it there. It starts to gain traction. And that's where, you know, people start recognizing you. And then they start coming to your website even without you having to promote it.
So how do you get your blog out there? Like what techniques have you used to do that?
In the beginning, I used Pinterest only, and it was so hard to get on Pinterest.
And that was 2 years ago?
This was just a year ago.
Oh, a year ago. Okay.
Or not even a year ago, honestly. Yeah. Like when I really started doing this seriously was just maybe about 4 months ago.
Okay, so Pinterest?
So yeah, I did not want to get on Pinterest, to be honest, because like I always just went on that site. First of all, I never even considered going on that site.
Right, that thing was kind of a weird. I wouldn't think that as a route for a blog.
But I realized that it's actually, because people think that, it's actually like a very good way to promote your blogs, and there are a lot of bloggers on Pinterest. And apparently, the average consumer on Pinterest makes around $50,000 to $60,000 and is much more likely to spend money than people on Facebook and Instagram. And they're more likely to actually go off the website rather than so, you know, users on Instagram and Facebook want to stay on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram, you only get that one link in your bio. On Pinterest, every single pin that you have enables a person to, you know, click onto your site but still stay in the Pinterest app. So it's really cool for them to see your content, but they still stay within the app, and they can just press that you know, that X, and then still be on back.
Okay, cool.
Pinterest is cool because I've actually I've dabbled with it a little bit, but I was like, no one goes on Pinterest. But then I think more people use it than you think about, and I think most entrepreneurs have that thought that Pinterest isn't a good platform, and everyone's targeting Instagram and not really Facebook anymore. It's kind of died down, but more Instagram right now. And it's becoming very clustered. Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of people just getting immune and tuned out to all the BS on there.
For sure.
Pinterest is a good idea.
For me, it's just like kind of overwhelming. There's so many images and there's so much like on there that I was never like into it. But honestly, it was very good for the beginning stages of growing my blog. Like because a lot of people on there are, you know, into the whole like motivation type of genre and everything like that. But eventually what I realized is that I wanted to make a more personal connection with my audience. So I'm on to YouTube and Instagram mainly. Those are the two things that I spend most of my time on.
So going back to Pinterest, when you were on Pinterest, what sort of activity did you do?
Right, yeah, that's what I want to know too.
Did you just post like quotes? Did you just post videos?
So for my niche, I used to write a blog post, right? And I don't plan out any blog posts. I literally just write whatever I'm inspired to write that day. And in the beginning, honestly, they sucked. Like now that I go back to them, they were so bad. And not that I was so bad at writing, but like just anything you do in the beginning, as you said before, you're going to be bad at it.
Right.
And so what I used to do is create the blog post, then create a pin, which is done through like a separate website called Canva. They make it super easy and it's free.
Right, yep.
You could create images and graphics for anything. That's how I create my YouTube thumbnails now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I started to do. And then I have this other service, Tailwind. They're getting all this big promotion.
I know, right?
Tailwind is a thing that automates your pins. So you don't have to manually pin every single time. All I have to do is pin it once. What you do is pin that one image, make it appealing, with the title and everything, and then link that to your blog post. So the pin has to be related to the blog post.
Okay.
Right.
And then eventually that pin just keeps getting repinned every now and then to different types of boards through Tailwind. So it's completely automated. Like right now, I have a schedule set on Tailwind and it's taking care of my Pinterest business. And that's why I'm getting consistent traffic.
Could this be used to go for any business, not just a blog? Or do you think it's more beneficial for a blog?
Every business can have a blog.
I was going to say, or should you have a blog for your business and use that to,
Not necessarily. If you have a website and you want to get people on it, use Pinterest if you want, It is just as effective as the other social media platforms. But the thing is, the thing I see a lot of people do is as soon as they start something, they hop onto all these types of social media platforms.
Right.
And they don't focus entirely on one or two, And because of that lack of focus on one, they don't do well on any of them.
Yeah. I only focus my personal branding on Instagram.
Right, Instagram.
And then I'll forward the post to Facebook because I'm lazy. So, all right. So I want to give you a hypothetical situation.
Okay.
Like in my case. So I'm an inventor. I do 3D printing. I do product development. I design stuff. I invent stuff for other people, or I take their ideas and help them invent it, rather. So let's say I want to grow my product development end of my business and show people that I can invent stuff and get them to go to my site to see that they can work with me and team up with me on an idea. How would you use Pinterest to do something like that? Do you think that can apply?
I actually think you could sell your 3D printed products on Pinterest. They have
products though, but this is a problem. 3D printing products are very
personal.
No, they're just very cheap.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people doing it right now, and you can get the materials for cheap.
Really?
And it didn't start with a business. It started with the consumer end. So the consumers got the machines before businesses even popped up. So that's what I struggle with the business is that I have all these consumers that can undercut me, but I stand out because I'm a business.
Right. Okay, so I do think
Pinterest is bad for me.
No, not necessarily because
for that, but I'm saying more for getting people to have them, reach out to me to design their products and then print their personal products, like their personal ideas, and bring their personal ideas to life.
Okay, so take it like this, right? My niche and the health niche and everything like that. So where we have to consistently write posts, it's great for it. Those things, those kinds of businesses, amazing for. Yours, you would have to get a little more creative, but I know that there's an opportunity there because I've actually seen insurance businesses ads on Pinterest. I've seen things that you wouldn't even expect promoting their businesses on Pinterest. So I think with you would have to kind of get creative with how you will get that user off Pinterest onto your site. Try to intrigue them with they could get their own product created.
Maybe post a product that I created for someone else and show a cool invention.
Something like that.
That's what I would be thinking for if I was going to do your Pinterest. I would do different pins of things you've created. Maybe partial creations, photos of things being printed currently, stuff like that people would really engage with and pin.
Yeah, because I'm not too familiar with Pinterest, but I'm trying to think of other people that might be listening that have businesses and getting a couple ideas of how they can grow on Pinterest.
Sure.
I feel like it's a very unknown network.
Exactly. And
it's known, but it's not known.
And you don't
people know it exists, but they don't
really learn about it. Until I learned about how beneficial it could be, I didn't want anything to do with it.
You find most of your readers are in the U.S. or outside of the U.S.?
They're actually U.S., India, and Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Canada
and
third.
A lot of my students for my courses are also U.S., India, and Canada.
Do you think
I don't know if that's just where most of the people are, but
they transition from your blog over to that, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. You might be able to track that and see how many people from your blog are clicking through to go through the file thing, kind of like a product timeline.
I'm horrible at analytics, but I know I have to get really more into it.
If you're going to make it more,
we don't look at analytics, and I think I keep cutting you off. I'm starting to be like Mustache.
I was gonna say,
someone commented saying Mustache cuts people off too much.
Right.
So,
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Now
did,
I'm cutting Mustache off.
That's funny. As well.
And he's growing his mustache.
No, it's a beard. I'm gonna shave it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people can benefit from Pinterest.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And not a lot of people think about it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, but really think about where you want to spend most of your time.
Right. If
Don't just hop onto all these things because they could be beneficial. Really, really like consider what is going to be best for you, and if you actually like the platform, because you're not going to want to spend time on it if you don't like the platform. Right. Like Instagram is cool. That Instagram has that appeal. That's why most people want to get on it, even if it's not for them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's
Everybody
not beneficial for their business,
they're
just like, Instagram is the hype right now.
Yep.
I want to get on it.
And that means you're too late. That's always been my thought. If everyone seems like they're going that route, don't go that route.
I was watching the show Startup on Crackle, and they brought up this point that like there's other social media platforms out there that are like there's the top 3, right? And then you get into like maybe the top 5 when it gets into like Pinterest and stuff. But then you think about like what's the 7th most popular social media brand?
No one thinks about that.
Right, exactly.
That's true. No one thinks about it.
But if you could find it and like utilize that to grow your business, that's
there's not a lot of competition. That's a genius idea.
That's the ultimate niche.
So I think Pinterest is a little bit less like Instagram's number
less
1.
popular.
Instagram's number 1. Facebook's probably number 2.
It's less clutter. When
I don't know if YouTube can count on it, but if YouTube counted, that would probably be in the top 3 too.
YouTube's great. YouTube because it's
never going to go away.
It's a search engine.
Yeah,
too, you know?
it's the second most powerful search engine. I'm pretty sure.
So same with Pinterest. Pinterest is a search engine. People look up their problems there, and then Pinterest has this software that detects the text on your images, and like if it's properly optimized for search, your title, your description, then your pin is most likely going to show up, and then they'll see it.
So how much time do you put into each picture total? That's including like editing the photos and then writing the descriptions, doing the title stuff.
Recently,
like that.
I've just only been doing YouTube. I have my Pinterest like automated, and I create pins every now and then. But now I've just gotten pretty good at creating pins, so I'll just throw in a quick visual, like text on it, and then put it on there. But I've been getting lazy with doing that now. Yeah. But my old pins are still circulating and everything like that.
Right.
But
so you're switching your focus now towards more YouTube. Yeah. Just more personal touch. Why? What's
personal touch? And I feel like you can't build a community on Pinterest. That's what I don't like about
Everybody's trying to do that, right?
Instagram, it's cool because now I'm just entering the realm where my work is actually like reaching a lot more people
How many people?
It previously was. I'm not even sure, but like the people that are reaching out to me, I'm getting emails almost every single day. People asking me like they're in this situation, like what to do, or That's cool. People commenting on my videos or hitting my DMs up on Instagram, like
sliding
saying,
in.
You're doing great, keep going, and so on. So it's like it's cool, and that's the community that I want to build. I want to actually have those face-to-face interactions because that's the reason I got into it in the first place. I want to actually talk to people and like personally talk to them about their particular situation and help them through that.
So if you look at the grand scheme of things, like overall your brand, right? Which it could be you, it could be your company. Right. But let's say personal brand. Company page, right? This goes back to the app versus website. You want to retain and have people come back to whatever you're trying to promote or show. If that's an Instagram page, whether it's a website, you're just overall brand. But I feel like it's really hard to find a way to retain people, especially with all this competition. And do you think Instagram's a good way to do that? Or has that been your best route to have people come back or people stay with you? Do you find that Pinterest people are following your blog or...
So when I made the discovery that video is the move, right? Because writing is great and people read more than you think. Right. Video is still the way to go because now, first of all, that puts a personality and the face to the work, but it also builds that personal connection. It people just kind of resonate with your vibe, and those are the people that actually start supporting you and become your fans. So when I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start, with Instagram, and I started making videos on Instagram. People started liking it and everything like that. So now I have more people continuously liking my posts because they see that connection because of the video, and Instagram has been great for keeping the people coming back and engage with my content.
So do you try to get people, so eventually Instagram is going to be really cluttered, and it already is, we've said that a few times, but have you ever thought about trying to get onto a different platform and cross promoting each other to try to get the Instagram to maybe, let's say you're trying to go on Facebook, just as an example. Would you try to get people to say, hey, go like my Facebook page and then try to transfer them over there? Do you ever think about the next big thing and trying to keep your audience for the long run, not just the short term, and maintaining?
Not necessarily. I know I do mention my Instagram on my YouTube videos at the end, but honestly, I try to do the least amount of like marketing stuff, I have to do the minimum because I have to get my stuff out there.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't go into that much detail because my main focus is honestly the content.
Right.
And
I feel like that's what people come back for. That's what's the retention.
And I
is
feel
the
like that
content.
sometimes does work against me as well because marketing is so huge now and everybody's trying to get their, message out there that a lot of people who with the best marketing sometimes, take over. But I think as long as your message is really strong and your content is really good, people will keep engaging. And even though your audience might build up a little slower, it'll be much more valuable. And like those are the people that will really like support you.
Cool.
Yeah, the lifers. So you mentioned, we talked a lot about the blog, social media. You also you also turned it all and kind of turned everybody's questions stuff into content. So I want to see kind of like, how did you make that transition from, just being a blog and then deciding, okay, well, this is big enough now where I can maybe start to scale it? What was like the deciding factor? How did you determine, okay, it's ready for me to scale?
Right. Just just taking one step after the other. Like growth has always been my main focus, right? Doing more, making it bigger than it was the previous day. And after a while, you keep writing consecutive posts. You want to eventually like monetize your blog, and monetization comes with like taking the next step. And I wanted to grow it to courses. Then I wanted to get an engaging audience, so I started doing more video. Now I integrate the posts. I integrate the videos into the blog posts, so I still write them, but like now it's video integrated. Now I actually reach out to people, like have conversations with them. So it's pretty cool. Like I have a vision for what I want to do, but I don't necessarily plan out. I let the stuff take care of itself, like the middle, the steps. They just, as long as you are taking action every single day,
right,
you're going to keep getting that intuition and keep working towards it.
Right, and trusting that.
So that's the inner work. That's the inner work that I was talking about before. I don't just play. You can't just play on the external effects. You have to fix your vision, right? That's the main thing. Your focus. Then patience and everything like that.
Yeah.
I think if your vision is correct and you constantly focus on your vision and focus on working towards that vision every single day, the rest of the stuff takes care of itself.
Dope. It's like just keep your head on the end goal, and
exactly,
and then everything else will just fall into place.
Not necessarily just the end goal. So I actually came across. You guys are familiar with visualization. So
explain it for the users.
Visualization is basically everybody has a dream life, right?
Right. Yeah.
Everybody, actually, I won't even go that far as saying that. I think most people know what life they don't want to live.
Right.
Not necessarily.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
And and that completely works against you because
then you're thinking about
you get more of what you focus on. Where your focus goes, your energy literally flows. So if you're only focused on
not being broke, then you're
exactly,
going to be broke.
Then that's the whole poor mentality. Why do the poor get poorer and the rich get richer?
Exactly.
Because
the poor, I feel like the poor try to get rich quick schemes to get the fast, turnaround.
They're so mentally stuck on being broke all the time that they're always going to be broke, forever broke. If you think
it's hard not to focus on your lack of money when you're broke.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
you can.
That's the whole thing. The rich never focus on poverty or the lack of money.
Right.
They're only that's called the abundance mindset. That's why they keep getting richer, because they only focus on making more, or they only focus on what's going to make them more. Whereas the poor person is always focused on their debt or not having enough.
Yeah.
And the law of attraction, that's part of it. What you focus on, you get more of.
Right.
Because that's literally where your energy goes.
That's really cool. So what do you think? Oh, go ahead.
Right.
No, you go ahead.
No, you.
Let's come back to visualization.
Right.
Visualization is having the idea of what you actually want your life to be like, and mentally picturing that, because that is powerful. You were going to say something.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, because, I would love to live somewhere tropical. So if every day I think I want to go somewhere tropical, I'm going to move somewhere tropical, every decision I make is going to be based off, I can't do that because then I can't go this place.
Exactly.
Like, let's say I want to move down to Florida. I can't open up the storefront, because if I open up the storefront, I can't go down to Florida. Or if I sign this lease for a new apartment, I can't go down to Florida.
You know why that works? Let me tell you the science behind this. Your subconscious mind is designed to take you towards your point of focus, and your subconscious mind controls 95% of your daily actions, your decisions, and everything. So basically 95% of your life is controlled by the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind, on the other hand, is the thing that actually has the power of will, reason, discrimination, evaluation, things like that. That's how we think the thoughts that we think, and evaluate what's right for us. And the thoughts that we continue to think eventually solidify as beliefs, which then get passed on to the subconscious mind. And from those beliefs, our subconscious mind creates our experience.
Right. Yeah.
So the person who's
Crazy.
focused on the lack of money will always experience a lack of money because they have a deeply embedded subconscious belief about their lack of money and about
Forever
the fact that they can't break out of this. And those are the limiting beliefs that are holding people back.
They're holding
Why do you
themselves
think-
back.
Why do you think most people don't make it in entrepreneurship? Is because they might even work hard.
They're more
but they don't
afraid of
succeed.
failing. Yeah.
They're more afraid of failing, and they have deeply embedded subconscious beliefs that they aren't even aware of, that they actually don't believe they can succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And until you confront those beliefs, until you find those beliefs that you actually have within you, you won't succeed because you're literally holding yourself back. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of your actions, and it will literally hold you back from doing what you want to do, but you won't even know why. You'll just be frustrated and continuously become more and more frustrated.
I think that also adds to confidence too, because if you believe in yourself, you're going to have more confidence. The more confidence you have, not only the more you're going to believe in yourself, but the more other people are going to believe in you.
All put together. That's really good knowledge for, I think, first-time entrepreneurs, people that are getting into it.
Yeah,
you have any other advice that you think would be pertained to people that are kind of in our position, younger entrepreneurs, newer entrepreneurs, stuff like that?
That are broke.
Right, that are broke, might be able to,
Number one, vision. You are nothing without your vision. As long as you have a vision and you continuously focus on it. So like Brian, you said you want to live somewhere tropical, one day. When you're thinking about your vision, literally just picture a slide of like what you want your life to be like, right? Just a particular moment, view it from your first person perspective and just live out that slide. Like you're not like you're watching a movie, but you're actually living it. Mm-hmm. It could be anything. And constantly play that slide in your mind every single day. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just have that vision. The how will take care of itself as long as you stay persistent with the vision. Mm-hmm. Then second, focus. I think it was Charles Haanel that said this quote. He said, the attention is the defining mark of, or something like that. Attention is the defining mark of a genius. Meaning what separates an average person from a genius or a genius from an average person is that they are able to just focus on one thing for a prolonged period of time. And that's why, because all their energy is literally going on to one thing, they are able to create such success in their craft. If you are starting a business, that should be your primary focus. Everything else comes secondary, as long as you keep focusing on your business and you keep taking actionable steps every single day towards it, you're going to create strong momentum. With that vision, your subconscious mind will continue to propel you towards your vision and you will keep making progress. And then third is patience. Like you're nothing without patience. Mm-hmm. All these things that, happen beneath the surface of our perception, like your vision, your subconscious mind pulling you towards your vision, they all happen when, we're not aware of it. We're not aware of everything changing around us every single day, but it's changing. And every single day, if you, constantly are taking steps towards it, your reality will soon change, like day by day. But for that, you need to have patience. Mm-hmm. Patience is absolutely important.
Not
so those
everything
three
can come
things,
at once.
Like
awesome. Well, we're running out of time. We got another
sorry, rambled.
No.
Great
that was
advice,
awesome.
man.
I'm gonna snippet that. So I guess we have 30 seconds. I'd like to just see where you want to be in 5 to 10 years.
I don't think that far ahead. I just for my business, I know I want to upscale it much more than just courses. I want to do, and I don't even know what I want to do yet. I don't necessarily want to do seminars. I want to have all I know is I want to have a personal connection with people and I want to help them understand this relationship, that if they fix their internal reality, their external reality is bound to change. If you fix the cause, the effect always changes. So I know the vision that I have is something similar to you. Like, I picture myself living in a San Diego house on a beach. I had this.
Maybe I don't want to go West Coast. It's crazy over there.
not tropical.
I'm thinking more like retirement home, Florida.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I visualize that every single day. I know the life I want to live. My main thing is freedom. That's why I do this. Freedom and service,
Right.
And, I know the values, I have my vision, and I know the rest will take care of itself. So I don't know how long that's going to take, 5 or 10 years.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. I'm just going to stay persistent and eventually get there.
Facts. Hey, man, well, thanks a lot for coming on and sharing some good wisdom, my brother.
Appreciate
it.
Yeah, thanks. We'll we'll get you guys. I don't know, whenever we get you.
Tune in
I was
whenever.
gonna say next week.
Tune in whenever.
I like this whole like we're gonna post it whenever we want.
Right.
We're gonna try to get one new thing a day with
like
snippets and stuff, but like
Living life on the edge.
yeah, we're just
whenever
gonna
we want.
freestyle it.
Live
So it's not a job.
spontaneously. Peace
All right.
out.
What's up?
Money stacking up, talking trash, better back it up. I'ma make my money while they laugh at us.